So Lewis and his men and that small group of Shoshone crossed over the Lemhi Pass, which is up this way. They crossed back over onto the east side here of the pass to Shoshone, what was it called? Shoshone Cove, which is now inundated by water by this reservoir. But it was closer over there where that island is. There's an island out there in the middle of the lake, and that's where the site was. It's also what Lewis and Clark later are going to call Camp Fortunate because of what happens here. But so they come back here, they're looking for Clark, right? They get here, he's not here, and he hadn't made his way up the rivers yet. And so Lewis decides to send out a hunting party because these guys are starving, and Lewis and Clark have Lewis has guns, much better, more likelihood to kill something for these guys. So he sends out Shields, he sends out Drouillard, tells them to go hunting and kill something. He also tells the Indians, stay here in camp. We don't want you to scare up the game. Now, that was the wrong thing to say because they're already paranoid that that Lewis and Clark are working with the Blackfeet, right? That this is an ambush, and so they're going to send along some spies. And you can't really see from here, but it's down this valley is where Drouillard's going to head, and Shields to go hunting. And on the sides of the valley, on horseback, on either side, was a small Indian war party, just spying on them. Drouillard ends up shooting, an Indian scout comes back and says that Drouillard shot and killed a deer. As soon as he did, the men started screaming, right? And women started screaming. I want to read it right from this book here. Here's what Lewis said about this, because this is unreal. He says, in an instant, they all gave their horses the whip. Lewis was riding double with a young warrior at the time. He's riding on the back. The Indian was whipping the horse at every jump for a mile, fearing he should lose a part of the feast. At the sight of the kill, the scene when I arrived was such that if I had not had a pretty keen appetite myself, I am confident I should not have tasted any part of the venison, the deer. Like if I wasn't so hungry, there's no way I could eat after seeing what I saw here. Each Indian had a piece of some description and all eating most ravenously. Some were eating the kidneys, the spleen and liver, and the blood running from the corners of their mouths. Others were in a similar situation with the paunch and guts. One of the last to arrive had provided himself with about 9 feet of the small intestine, one end of which he was chewing on, while with his hands he was squeezing the contents out at the other. I did not until now think that human nature ever presented itself in a shape so nearly allied to the brute creation. I viewed these poor starved devils with pity and compassion. Not too much compassion though, because by the time the Indians got there, Drouillard had already dressed the animal, meaning chopped it all up and took the meat for himself and left them the scraps. But he is later going to kill another deer, and then they're going to kill a pronghorn. And by that time, they had enough for everybody to be satisfied, and both Lewis's men and the Indian men. All right, that's good.